this y direction is above this axis, right, above the origin. So this is positive. G is acting downward, right, so it will be negative. So okay, done. So far we came to know about the x position and y position. That means I know the position of the object at any time, right. X is what? X, we have got it as v0 cos alpha t, right. So x comma y I know. That means I know the position. X comma y means the position of the particle and of the object. Okay, cos alpha is constant because you are throwing at certain angle, so alpha is constant, so you can find out. V0 you know because you are throwing with certain velocity, magnitude, isn't it? And t is the time at which you want to find out. So this will vary, this t will vary, isn't it? Here it will be 0, here it may be 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, like that it will go, right? Okay, so now till now we came to know the position at any time t. Now next what we have to discuss? We have to discuss about its velocity at any time t. I came to know the position, isn't it, at because x and y I know now at this time or at this position I want to find out the velocity, right? So velocity, we'll discuss about the velocity at time t. V0 or Vx, I will say, don't say V0, V0 is the initial velocity, Vx. See, Vx is not acted upon by any, it is constant, isn't it? It is fixed. V0 is fixed, so it will remain same. So this will be, it is not disturbed by any force, isn't it? But Vy is disturbed by gravity. So Vx is not disturbed. So Vx will be what? Vx will be at any time ut plus of half of at square, right? And sorry, b is equal to u plus of at. A is 0. So it will remain same. So this will be V0x only. V0x, that will be what? Are you getting my point or not? Actual equation is, you forget about the constant and all. Vx is what? V is nothing but initial velocity, ux plus of v square, b is equal to u plus of at, right? Axt. What is the ax? Ax is 0. So Vx will be what? Ux. Ux is nothing but V0x plus of ax is 0 into t, right? So Vx is what? Vx is nothing but V0 only, V0x. So which is Vx is nothing but V0x is V0 cos alpha. So this will remain constant throughout the flight. Throughout the flight it will remain constant. Okay, understood? So write it down. This is your x component of the velocity. Now we have to find out the y component, right? At time t, any time t. So Vy is equal to, because it is this motion, this vertical motion is under uniform acceleration, isn't it? Uniform acceleration g. So this will be what? Initial velocity, that is V0 y plus of v is equal to u plus of at, right? A is g plus, not, it will be minus because g is downward. So minus g t square. Sorry. Vy is equal to V0 minus of V0y minus of gt. So Vy is equal to V0 sin alpha minus of gt, right? And already we have found the x is what? V0 cos alpha, right? Once I know at this position, this is x comma y. Suppose this is the position. So direction of v will be tangential, right? Like this it will be tangential. This will be your v. So this V, if you notice, this V, it has got the Vx component. This is your V, this is your Vx component, and this is your Vy component. Okay, once I know Vx and Vy, I can find out the V, right? So what will be the magnitude of V? So V will be nothing but root over Vx square plus of Vy square, right? Root over Vx square plus of Vy square. Now you find out V is equal to root over V naught square cos square alpha plus of V naught square, sorry, V naught sin alpha minus gt, sin alpha minus gt, the whole square, right? This is the magnitude of my velocity at any time t, right? So V is equal to V naught, this is Vx square plus of Vy square, isn't it? If you see here, this is your Vy, no? Use Pythagoras theorem, that will give you the magnitude of this square plus of this square is this, right? Once we got the magnitude, then we have to find out the direction, right? Because vector is a velocity is a vector, right? Direction. So direction tan theta is equal to what? So that is Vy by V0y by V0x, right? Or Vy by V, sorry, V0 we should not tell, Vy by Vx, right? Vy is how much? This 0 sin alpha minus gt divided by V0 cos alpha. Okay, so this is your, so theta means tan inverse, you can find out. So this is the angle, got it? This is your magnitude, and this is your direction. Angle means direction. So you have got the vector V, right, at any time t. So till now I got the position. Position what? Position was what? X was V0 cos alpha, isn't it? Time t. This was my position, right? No, position means this is only the x coordinate, x distance. Y distance also I have to find. Y distance was how much? V is equal to u plus of s is equal to ut plus of half of it square. So V0 sin alpha minus half of gt square. So this was my position. This was my position, means x comma y, right? At this point x comma y. Then we have found the velocity. Velocity was what? Vx was same thing, it was V0 cos alpha, it is not going to change, right? And Vy was what? Vy ut plus of half of it is V is equal to u sin alpha minus gt, isn't it? So V we came to know root over Vx square plus of Vy square, right? So this things we know. This is your what? Velocity at time, isn't it? This at any time t, any time t. This we came, position and velocity we came to know, right? Now we will find out the trajectory. Trajectory means what? The path. Okay, it is the locus. It is the locus of the projectile is moving, no? It will be here, it will be here. See, at 0 time it is here, then it is going like this, in this way it is moving, right? So the path it is following, no? The projectile is following the path, that is called the locus or the trajectory. Trajectory of the projectile. Yeah, locus means path only. So trajectory. In case of this projectile motion, we call it as that same locus, we call it as trajectory. Okay, So this is the trajectory. Now we will find out the trajectory. So see here, v is equal to here, x is not changing, isn't it? X is remaining same, v0 x t. It will be linearly, it will be varying. This v, if you see, if we take the position time graph of vx, if this is your v x, okay, and this is your t, it will be a straight line like this. Are you getting me? This will be a straight line. Why? You see, y is equal to mx type form, isn't it? Y is equal to mx. At t is equal to 0, it will be at 0, and then it will follow the straight line. As this is increasing, this will be into 1, into 2, into 3, into 4. This is constant, no? Constant into 1, constant into 2. So like that it will vary. Okay, so this will be linear. Whereas vy, if you see the y distance, no? This is your x distance, sorry. It is not, this is your x distance. Now suppose if I take the y, if I am taking the y, in that case what is happening? You see t square is there, right? This is t square is there. Square is there means it will be a curve. Whenever equation contains a square term or more than one power, then it will be a curve, right? Then it will be a curve. So definitely this will become a curve. This is a straight line. This will be like this, right? This is your t, this is your x. So this will be linear. Okay, this angle will vary, that depends upon the v0 and cos alpha. Okay. Now you see here, x and y together gives the position, no? X alone doesn't give the position. X and y together gives the position, right? This and see, this point is what? You have to go x distance, then you have to cover y distance, right? So x and y has to be correlated. Now we will, from the position we will do that. So what we are finding? Trajectory of motion. Trajectory. Trajectory means path of the projectile. Okay, we'll do this. Path of the projectile. Now you see cos alpha is there, no? Cos alpha v0 sin alpha. Okay. Now what I can do? I can write t is equal to x. So this is, let it be equation number 1. This I am taking equation number 2. This I am taking equation number 3. This I am taking equation number 4, and this I am taking it as 5. Let it be, just okay. So 1 implies what? T is equal to xy v0 cos alpha or not? Xy v0 t is equal to xy v0 cos alpha. Just to include this x term in this y, I am doing this. Okay.
Can you explain this?
This is simple algebra. You take t here, you keep t here, what will happen? T is equal to x by v0 cos alpha or not? That is what I have done. That I am going to substitute here. Then what will happen? This y will, this equation will contain both x and y. So that means I can find out the position, isn't it? This is what? This is just x individually and y individually. So like this I am getting. This may be a curve. But this together, this joining together, how it will be? That we don't know, isn't it? That we have to find out. So put in 2. So 2 implies that y is equal to v0 sin alpha. For t I can write x by v0 cos alpha. Can I say that? X by v0 cos alpha minus half of gt square is what? X by v0 cos alpha the whole square, right? Agree? Okay, for t I am substituting the value. Write it. Okay, so now let us solve it. Y is equal to V0 will get cancel, x tan alpha minus of g by 2 V0 square cos square alpha x square, right? Okay, now y is equal to x tan alpha minus g is constant, right? X is varying and this is also constant, right? So I can make it g secant square alpha divided by 2 V0 square, right? X square, right? This thing is constant, this whole thing is constant. Are you getting me? G is constant, alpha is constant, isn't it? Initial angle you know, and initial velocity also you know. 2 is already, it is a constant, so this whole thing is a constant, right? So x tan alpha, this is variable, this is variable, x is variable, here x is variable, and y. So y we are getting in terms of x. So that means there is the relationship between x and y we have found. We have established the relationship. This relationship, if you see, this will be a parabola. Okay, this is what? This equation number, this is the trajectory, equation number 7, no? 6. So this is the equation of trajectory, equation of trajectory. Got it? This is the equation of trajectory, and it is what? It is parabola, parabolic. Okay, this is a parabolic equation. Fine. So the path will be just like as a parabola. Got it? Yeah, write it. Why I am telling it is parabolic? Because the general form of parabola is nothing but y is equal to ax plus a bx square. Okay, this is a parabola, this will be a parabola. Okay, fine, do it. So compare with it, y constant, x constant, x square, right? So this is a parabolic. Okay, so the equation of the trajectory will be a parabola. Now maximum height we have to find out now. Okay, so why I am telling maximum height? Because it is a parabola. How will be the graph for a parabola? It will be like this somewhat. Am I right? So it will reach maximum height, and then again from there again it will come down. If you throw any object, what happens? It goes to maximum height and then again it comes down, right? So this is the parabola. From here we came to know. This is what? This is your position. This is your time. Better don't say y alone. This is position. S means x comma y. This is not y alone. Okay, this is x comma y actually. Everywhere you will be getting x comma y, x comma y, x comma y, x comma y. Okay, so here also you will be getting what? X will be your x and y will be what? H max, right? Or y, I will say y max. I will say this as y max. Okay, this is your maximum height it will be reaching. This is x comma y, and this is your time. So this is again position time graph. The key point is what? At maximum y height, Vy is equal to 0. Isn't it? At maximum height, Vy will be 0. This is the Vx. V0 is equal to Vx. It is only x, and that is V0x. Are you getting me? Because horizontal velocity is not changing at all. It is constant. Horizontal velocity means x along x-axis. The velocity is constant.
Is equal to 0, then what about Vx?
This is what Vx, no?
Vx also 0.
Why Vx is equal to 0? Vx is there. Vx is there, isn't it? This V, this is Vx. V is equal to Vx. That's what I am telling. Here it will be horizontal, this direction. So this is Vx. This is Vx, right? And that is nothing but V0x. V0x is always constant. Right? At 0 also, whatever the velocity you will be getting, at any time you will get that Vx, the same value. that is constant. So now the key point is, key idea is what we will say, at maximum height, at y max, what happens? Vy is equal to 0. At maximum height, height Vy is equal to, Vy is what? Vy is equal to what? Ut plus of half of 8, no, V is equal to U plus of 80, isn't it? So V0y minus of gt, am I right? V0y minus of gt. So what is V, this is 0, Vy is 0, V0y is what? V0 sine alpha, right, minus of g into t. So I will be getting t is equal to what? V0 sine alpha by g or not. So at this time, where the projectile will be? The projectile will be where? Yes, the projectile is at y max, right, highest position. No, y is equal to what? Yes, V0 sine alpha ut plus of half of 80 square. So it will be minus of half of gt square, right? Now I know the t, substitute the t value, you will get the y max. So y max is equal to what? V0 sine alpha, and t is nothing but V0 sine alpha by g minus a half gt square is V0 sine alpha by g the whole square, right? So this is your V max. We have to simplify it further. Got it? We have to simplify it further. Do it. Now simplify this. Y max is equal to V0 square sine square alpha by g, V0 square sine square alpha by g minus same V0 square sine square alpha by this g square, and g will get cancelled, so 2g, right? So this is half of g. So from one half gone, remaining will be half only, isn't it? So I max is nothing but half of, or I can write V0 square sine square alpha divided by 2g, right? Now you see, alpha we know, V0 we know, g also we know. So we know the y max, isn't it? So we can find out the maximum height, how much, right? This is the maximum height it can reach. So we have discussed about the maximum height, we have discussed about the position, we discussed about the velocity, isn't it? And we discussed about the trajectory, isn't it? So after this, maximum height means y distance. Now we will see what is the maximum x distance it can cover. Okay, that is called, maximum x distance is called range. So maximum horizontal or x distance or range. Okay, we denote it by r. So from here to here, from here till this final position, okay, this range we have to find out. Got it? So I know the velocity and I have to find out the time also, we have found already, isn't it? So that time we will make use here. Now if you notice, this is symmetric about this axis, right? About this axis, you see left hand side is equal to right hand, same shape, right? Just mirror image. So this is symmetric. So this distance will be equal to this distance or not? Am I right? So this is full r, means this will be how much? R by 2, and this will also be r by 2. This will also be r by 2, right? Okay. So at this position I know the time because I have found for highest position, no, I got the time, right? We have found the time, no, for highest position. In order to reach the highest position, what is the time required? Tell me.
V0 sin alpha by
V0 sin alpha by
G.
G. Okay. So maximum horizontal distance is this. Okay. So now to reach r by 2, time taken t is equal to what? Tell me how much? V0
V0 sin alpha by G.
sin alpha by G. This is the time it is taking to reach this distance. Okay. So what is that? R by 2. R by 2 will be nothing but V0x, isn't it? This is the velocity. It remains constant throughout the flight. V0x is constant. So V0x times t, right? So R is equal to what? 2 times of V0x or not? Time t. So R is equal to 2 times of V0x, and t is what? V0x is nothing but, we can say, V0 cos alpha. Cos alpha. T is V0 sin alpha by G, right? So R we are getting it as 2 V0, or say, okay, V0 2 sin alpha cos alpha is what? V0 square, isn't it? 2 sin alpha cos alpha is nothing but sin 2 alpha. Sin 2 alpha divided by G. This is the range. Got it? This is your range. This is the maximum horizontal distance it can cover. Okay.